guys, welcome back. I actually have something a little bit different for you today. I have been doing a ton of streaming over the last few days, and I've been getting the same question probably every 15 or 20 minutes in my channel. So I decided to go ahead and make a short video about play-in points and tell you guys how they work and my experience with them so far. And as always, we're going to break down the economy side of these play-in points and talk about what they actually are worth and, again, my experience with that so far. So a few weeks ago, we had this really cool new OP announcement, and they gave us this really neat pyramid chart that tells you guys how to get to the highest level of competitive play in Magic. And the first thing, and that's what this video is about, is the first wedge of the pyramid, and that's the qualifier play-in. Now, it's a little bit difficult to understand because the qualifier play-in gets you an invite to the qualifier weekend, which then gets you into the championship or the pro tour. So the first two wedges sound very similar and people are quite confused about it, but we're going to talk about all the different ways you can get into this one, the bottom one, and then how that can get you into the middle one. And there's also ways you can skip the bottom and go straight to the middle. So we're going to talk about those a little bit, and then we're going to talk about the economy side of the play-in points at the end of the video. So if you guys already know this, you guys can skip forward just a little bit, but I do hope you guys stick it out. So first things first, let's go ahead and talk about how we get to that bottom qualifier play-in event. There are actually 4 different ways for you guys to qualify, and the first one is by getting top 251 through 1200 in any of the constructed or limited ladders. So that is a little different from before because it used to be top 1200 period qualified you for that middle tier bracket or the qualifier weekend event. But now they've switched it up. Only top 250 actually qualify you for the middle bracket, and then 251 through 1200 get you into the play-in qualifiers to qualify for the qualifier. Again, a little redundant, but interesting. So one of the cool things about it is rather than you have to, in order to get to the middle tier, you have to top 1200, which some of us just don't have the time. But you can also buy into the play-in event in multiple different ways. So the first 2 are through money, 4,000 gems or roughly $20 worth of gems if you're buying them in bulk. That's the cheapest option. If you only have a little bit of money to spend, it'll cost you a little bit more, closer to $25 or $30 worth of gems. The third way that you can get in is through gold, which is 20,000 gold, and I did the math on the average amount of gold you get per day by re-rolling your quests and doing 4 wins, plus averaging out the weekly gold that you get for your 15 weekly wins, and you get roughly 16 days worth of dailies to get 20,000 gold. And the final way you can get in is by cashing in 20 play-in points. And again, this is the question I get a dozen times per day on stream is what are the play-in points? You get awarded play-in points for completing certain events, best of 1 and best of 3 constructed or best of 3 limited. You can get these play-in points. Now, we will touch on this a little bit again later, but as you can see, 20 play-in points works out to be roughly 200 gems because you can also buy in for 4,000 gems. So we can put a value of these play-in points at roughly 200 apiece. So these are the 4 ways that you can qualify for that bottom tier here. The other way that you can qualify for the mid tier is by ranking top 250. Now these play-in qualifier events do happen 2 times per month with the qualifier weekends. You can actually do them 1 week before the qualifier weekend, and one of them is 1 day before the qualifier weekend. And this is broken down because best of 1 actually takes place 1 full weekend before the qualifier weekend, the Saturday before. And then the best of 3 event actually takes place the same weekend, but it takes place on Friday. So a lot of people might not be able to play that much Magic on day 1. And then if you manage to qualify in the into the qualifier weekend, you then have 2 days of qualifier weekend that you have to max win in order to get to the set championship. And as you can see, the prize pool is pretty good. It works out to be 32 players, $200,000 in prize support. So it's got some pretty high-end events there. And then also you tend to get some decent prize support in the qualifier weekends as well. Now that we've talked about how you guys can qualify for this play-in event, let's go ahead and take a look at the different types of events where we can win these play-in points. So you can do best of 1 or best of 3 in all forms of constructed. I've been playing the Explorer event and had pretty good luck. I've gotten 3 max wins best of 1, so I was doing the far left column there, making some decent profit. It only costs 370 to enter, and so you get some extra packs and a little extra gems and a play-in point, which is again 200 gems. And I think I've max win 3 and I went 1 win once. So overall, I'm well in the green. I won't be breaking down my constructed gameplay just because that's not really what this channel is about, but I do find this to be quite profitable. It hasn't been hard for me to just sleeve up a mono red and get at least the 5 win and definitely make some good profit. There is a best of 3 event as well, but you can't get any losses. You have to go 5-0 in order to win. And it seems much harder because the entry fee is more to break even. You have to at least go 3.5 wins on average to make your money back. And that seems way harder, going 3.5 wins to 0 losses. So I would definitely recommend for EV to be doing the best of 1s. That's the constructed side of things. They also have best of 3, which you guys will be seeing a ton of best of 3 drafts for this reason coming up here in the channel in the future. I already have a few queued up for you, but I did want to make sure that this went live first. So as always, the best of 3 and premier drafts, 10,000 gold or 1,500 to enter. And then the prize support is as follows. You're getting pretty decent value if you're getting your 2 wins, but you are taking a substantial loss at 0 and 1. You lose 500 gems at 2 wins, but you are getting 6 packs total. So 6 packs for 500 gems is decent. So if you're hitting 2-1 enough of the time, I think that this is okay value. And in just a minute, we'll break down my runs so far and go over my net profit or loss. And then here you do get the 2 play-in points. It is important to note that the amount of play-in points does differ from event to event. Best of 1 constructed, you get 1. Best of 3 draft, you get 2. And best of 3 constructed, you get 4. But that's because, again, you have to go 5-0 in order to get that. So it's much tougher and a much higher entry fee as well. So for those of you guys who are trying to get these play-in points, especially through Limited, which I always recommend to help you guys build your collection much cheaper on Magic, let's take a look at my runs and how that has worked out for me as far as getting play-in points. Now, I have had 11 runs of best of 3 and only 3 have been 3-0, so not great. But let's go ahead and break it down and show you guys what my profits or losses have been. So I've had a total of 1 win or 1 record that was 0-3. Again, it cost 1,500. The prizes were prize packs and gems. We got 100 gems refund. We get some prize packs as well as the drafted packs, because we are taking a look at this from the value of what you're getting on your account. And most people tend to play a lot of Limited because they want cards. Very few people are like me and they just only care about playing more Limited. So I don't value packs at 200 gems, but most people do. So that's what we are going to consider them at value-wise here for this video today. All right, moving on. So we had the 103 record. We also had 112 record, where you're still taking a pretty substantial loss by only getting 250 gems back, and then the bonus 3 packs for a total of 6 total. And then I have had 6 2-1 records. A lot of runs just don't quite get there. Almost, but not quite. You guys will be seeing most of these runs posted over the next few days. And then finally, we had 3 3-0 records, which give you a substantial amount of profit. You get a bonus 1,000 gems on top of your buy-in and an additional 9 packs, I believe. 6 packs, and then 9 total, I believe, with your open. So this totals to be a 67% match win rate for a total entry fee of 16,500, total gem compensation of 13,850. And I added all of this up. So I have a total gem loss for these 11 events at 2,650 gems. That's kind of a lot of gems to lose. I did get to play 11 best of 3 matches, which is quite a bit of Magic, but we got a lot of other prizes, which I feel more than make up for it, especially if you're looking for packs. So the total number of packs opened for these 11 events, either opened or in prize support, is 71 packs, which again, most of you do value at 200 gems each for 14,200 gems worth of value. I have gotten a total of 6 of those play-in points, which are roughly worth 200 gems each, and that's again because it's 4,000 gems to enter, which brings each point total to roughly 200 gems, which brings us to 1,200 gems. So when you total up the packs and the play-in points, it brings us to 15,400 gems worth of value. And then we are going to subtract the amount of net lost gems, which are the 2,650. And then that brings us to a total account value of a bonus 12,750 gems, which is a lot. Now, I will say my win rate is quite a bit higher than the average. 67% is a bit on the high side, a best case scenario for a lot of people, but I mean, there is quite a large margin here for error if you are trying to build a collection. So even if you were to have half my results, you know, you're still going to be getting a pretty big discount for what you pay into these events when you're collecting your packs compared to buying them. I will, of course, go ahead and do an update video for you guys with my win rate and all of these numbers again once I receive the total of 20 play-in points, so I can show you guys what my experiences have been and what it's going to take for you guys to get into that initial play-in qualifier. Again, not everybody's win rates will be the same, but this gives you guys a rough idea of what it looks like. And the next several videos I have queued up is actually some of these 2-1 and 3-0 games. And the other thing I like about showing you guys these win rates and breakdowns is because a lot of people are curious to see what my actual drafting win rate looks like. I post a fair amount of premier drafts. I usually do 7 or 5+ wins, and I want them to be decks that are unique. And I get comments that say, oh, you know, she doesn't post any of her trash ones, things like that. So it is nice for you guys to get to see that not every win is 7. So that's it. This video is running a little longer than I planned. So thank you guys all so much for checking it out. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the new play-in system. Thank you all again so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow's draft video. Until next time.